Want to take your designs from good to unforgettable? In today's video, I'm breaking down the top 5 UI UX tricks every designer needs to know. Let's dive in. Number 1. Consistency is key. Remember in school when you created buttons and such in HTML to get marks? Inconsistent designs didn't matter back then, but now, you need to grow up and be professional. By consistent typography, colors, and spacing across your designs creates a cohesive look and feel, which leads to a better user experience. There should not be more than 2 buttons for the entire website, and they should have hierarchy system of primary button, secondary button. Text should have consistent fonts. Use 2 to 3 main colors, primary for branding, secondary for accents, and neutral for backgrounds. These are just some suggestions for consistency. Number 2. Use whitespace effectively. Whitespace is the empty space around design elements. It improves readability, balances the layout, and helps guide the user's focus, making your content easier to navigate. Here is an example for you to see why whitespace and its effective use is very important. Can you guess which one is bad white space, no white space, and good white space? Obviously, I will tell you. This isn't a Who Wants to Be a Millionaire show. Here, the elements are crammed together with no margins or padding, making the content difficult to read and visually unappealing. But still, there is some padding on the side, so it's bad white space. The no white space visual demonstrates a complete lack of spacing between elements, resulting in a cramped and cluttered appearance. This design choice makes it difficult for users to read and navigate the content, highlighting the necessity of whitespace for clarity and ease of use. As for good whitespace, adequate spacing is used between elements, creating a clean, organized layout that enhances readability and overall design. Doesn't this one look better than the 2 previous ones? Number 3. Use visual hierarchy. In web design, consistency and hierarchy are both crucial for creating an effective user experience. Consistency ensures that your website looks uniform across different pages, using the same colors, fonts, and layouts. On the other hand, hierarchy refers to the organization of content in a way that highlights its importance. For example, using larger, bolder fonts for headings compared to body text creates a visual cue that guides users through the information on the page. That being said, in order to understand hierarchy, let's see some examples. Headings should always be larger and bolder than body text. Using a different font weight or style adds emphasis and clarity. Let's dive into the world of button hierarchy, focusing on our primary, secondary, and tertiary buttons. Each type plays a unique role in guiding users through their journey on the website. Notice how we have several buttons displayed here. This primary button's color and bold font create a sense of urgency and importance, driving users to click and take action. This secondary button complements the primary action while allowing users to explore more at their own pace. Finally, we have the tertiary button. By making the tertiary button visually less prominent, we guide users away from it unless they really want to cancel. You can also check out these buttons with hierarchy that I created in my past video from the link in the description. Another thing to highlight hierarchy is the icons to reinforce information. Using icons alongside text helps reinforce the message visually, creating hierarchy through visual imagery that draws attention before reading the text. Now, did you notice that as simple and basic as this website look, we established not only hierarchy in the website but also consistency and good whitespace? One more thing, don't try to be too by the book to create a professional website with these tips to the point you have no choice but to have conflict between prioritizing them. Do as much as possible. At the end of the day, noob user will want you to create a rainbow and your boss will want you to create a professional to color website. Good luck with that. Before we get to the 4th and 5th tip, if you want to see more cute web development content like this, then you need to subscribe to my channel and turn on a notification bell. Now that our public announcement is over, let's go back to the rest of our tips. Number 4. Interactive and responsive elements. Let's say, for example, I have this responsive restaurant website. Now, I don't want to make it bland without attaining users' attention, and for that I will have some animations and hover effects for interactivity and different layout structures for different screen sizes to ensure responsive design. Notice how forms are interactive with form fields choosing people and buttons having hover animations. Also, getting users to interact with images in sliders like this also piques people's interest in your website. These are some of the tips I can think of to implement interactivity in websites. Also, there is a link to this website video in the description. Now that we have discussed the interactivity, let's see responsiveness. You can't always have same layout structure for all screen sizes because you can't have stuff horizontally set on mobile screens or tablet screens. Also, you can't have text with same font size in all screen sizes or it will look bad. I will suggest changing the body font size in pixels for different screen sizes and keep the rest of the elements in rem units, which are relative to the root. Also, ensure your content is vertically aligned with good whitespace for small screens unless the layout demands otherwise. The elements should not be partially out of view. Text should be not too small or too big to the point it's unreadable on different screens. This is a very old project of restaurant website. Let's hope I have not messed around too much to ruin the layout. The point of showing this website is because it shows different structures for different screen sizes to implement responsive design as well as simple yet interactive forms and image sliders. Also, the automatic change in images and hero section to tell you guys that it's not always supposed to be manual. A little bit automatic slider doesn't hurt. Main goal is to get the user to love your website. For most navigation links, they should have animation and must be attractive. The navbar links are mostly visible in large screens and hidden behind the icon in small screens, but that's not always the case. Number 5. Minimize cognitive load. Now for the final tip, we're talking about minimizing cognitive load. What does that mean? In simple terms, it means making sure users don't have to overthink or struggle to figure out how to use your website. Let's look at two versions of a website and see how minimizing cognitive load can drastically improve user experience. The first version is a quick and messy design. It's full of distractions. There is a bright, overpowering background, the navigation has way too many links, and the text is all over the place with different fonts and sizes. There are multiple call-to-action buttons competing for attention, and there's little sense of flow or structure. All of this makes it hard for the user to know where to focus or what to do next. This causes cognitive overload as the user has to process too much unnecessary information at once. Now, compare that to the cleaner version. It's simple with a subtle background color that doesn't distract from the content. The navigation is pared down to only the essential links, so the user isn't overwhelmed with choices. The text is consistent in size and style, and there's plenty of white space, giving the design room to breathe. Finally, there is one clear call to action button that stands out without competing with other elements. This design minimizes cognitive load, allowing users to focus easily and navigate intuitively. In short, the cluttered site overwhelms users with too many navigation links and buttons, while the cleaner version keeps it simple with focused choices. Consistent typography on the clean site improves readability, and clear visual hierarchy guides the user naturally. Plus, good use of white space makes important content stand out, unlike the cluttered design where everything is crammed together. I usually don't make videos like this, so please give me a feedback about it. And now, since this video that took so long to be made is finally over, we will see each other for the e-commerce website. Don't hesitate to accidentally subscribe to my channel. It may be just a click for you, but it means a lot to me. If you have been dealing with my dead humor for 9 minutes straight, then